the Apache woman who hunted a cowboy for revenge, but ended up falling in love. 1800s Wild West story. The first time Tala saw the cowboy's face, her heart didn't fill with fear. It filled with fire. For 3 years, she'd carried the memory of her younger brother lying in the desert dust, wounded during a skirmish with settlers. The man she blamed, the man everyone in her tribe whispered about, was a gunslinger named Luke Carver. And now, standing on a sandstone ridge at sunrise, Tala spotted him riding alone through the valley. Unaware that the hunter he feared most was finally at his heels, she tightened the grip on her bow, steady as the morning wind. Today, she told herself, justice would be hers. Before we continue this powerful story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Leaky Stories, where every tale reminds us that kindness still matters. Tala followed him for days, watching how he moved, how he slept with a hand on his revolver, how he muttered to his horse like it was the only friend he had left. But she didn't feel the satisfaction she expected. What she felt was confusion, because this was no monster. This was a man who looked haunted, apologetic even, like he'd been running from himself for longer than she'd been hunting him. One evening, a sandstorm swept across the valley without warning. Luke's horse panicked and threw him, leaving him sprawled and unconscious as the storm swallowed the land. Tala could have ridden on. She could have let revenge finish the job. But something inside her cracked. "My brother wouldn't want this," she whispered. Against every vow she'd made, she dragged Luke to shelter beneath a rocky overhang, shielding him through the night. When he woke and saw her, an Apache woman he knew he couldn't outrun, he didn't reach for his gun. He lowered his eyes. "If you're here to kill me," he rasped, "I won't stop you. I've done enough wrong." But it wasn't the voice of a villain. It was the voice of a man carrying a truth too heavy to keep buried. Luke told her what really happened the day her brother was shot. How her brother had saved him first from a drunken cattle thief. How the settlers had mistaken the chaos for an attack. How Luke had tried to drag her brother to safety before it was too late. He'd carried the guilt ever since, unable to return to her tribe, unable to forget the brave young warrior who'd protected a stranger. The twist hit Tala harder than any arrow. Her brother's final act had been an act of kindness. Tala felt the storm settle inside her. Revenge suddenly felt small, too small for the memory of the boy she loved. And as the days passed, she and Luke traveled together, first out of necessity, then out of trust. She taught him how to read the land. He taught her how to read the stars. Two wounded hearts learning slowly that healing sometimes comes from the most unexpected places. One night, sitting beside the fire, Luke said softly, "If your brother could see us now, do you think he'd approve?" Tala smiled, a real one, the kind she hadn't felt in years. He always believed that a person's worth was shown through their actions, not their past. The Wild West was harsh, but kindness, unexpected, courageous kindness, was stronger. By spring, Tala realized she was no longer following a trail of vengeance. She was walking beside a man who honored her brother's memory more than she ever knew, and who looked at her like she was the first sunrise he'd ever trusted. In a land built on dust and gunpowder, they found something rare: compassion, forgiveness, love that grew not from perfection but from redemption. And the world, Tala realized, becomes gentler every time someone chooses compassion over anger, every time we let kindness lead the way.